Welcome to the Hustle Wing podcast. Today we are joined by John Barnes, the founder and CEO of Pendleton Street Business Advisors. We're going to chat to him today and get to know him a little bit and also just, understand his business and what he does. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us today, John. Compliments of the new season. How are you feeling?
Uh, Feeling great. Thank you, Izzy, for doing this interview. I look forward to the chat and talking a little bit about what we do.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah, what do you guys do at Pendleton Street Business Advisors?
Well, we are business advisors, and so all of our clients are the owners or former owners of privately held businesses, and that
Okay.
business is their largest asset. It's their largest investment, and we help them with sort of make or break financial decisions in their business.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's around growth, like how do I grow my business in a way that won't destroy it. Sometimes it's around my business has become my retirement plan, but I didn't plan for that. So what do I need
Okay.
to do to, maybe increase business value? What am I doing that's helping or hurting the value? And sometimes it's about transitioning a business to a key employee or selling a business to a key employee. Or in a
Yeah.
family run situation, how do I transition this business to the next generation? Not only financially, operationally, all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Awesome, cool. Okay, that's interesting. I've never really thought about I'm not I don't own a business, but I am looking into starting businesses and stuff, but like I've never thought of myself like having an advisor. I don't know, people entrepreneurs seem to talk about like mentors, not necessarily advisors. So I didn't
Sure.
even know that this was like a space that existed. So I see the need for it though. Like everything that you've explained would need an advisor, wouldn't
Yeah, I
it?
mean, if you think about it, there a lot of times we understand business advisors at sort of the Wall Street level. A lot of the Wall
Yeah.
Street banks, Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan,
Yeah.
Barclays, they have strategic advisors that advise very large publicly traded companies.
Yeah.
We'd like to think that we're providing a similar level of expertise to much smaller privately held companies because business owners or investors make money decisions in their business all the time. It's a
Yeah.
lot bigger than paying bills or making payroll. It's about, how do I redeploy profit in my business in a smart
Yeah.
way that's maybe going to grow the value of the business. In other words, Wall Street investment bankers are talking to their very large publicly traded clients about that all the time.
Yeah.
We want to bring that Wall Street level of expertise and maybe strategic thinking to
Hmm.
Main Street, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, that's so cool. Making like luxury services, accessible to everybody. I love that.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. Even though it's sort of like business services, but it's sort of like like the big leagues of business services.
Yeah.
Again, not that we compete with those companies, but
No. Yeah.
a lot of the same principles that they're applying for, say, Apple or Nvidia,
Yeah.
we are doing at a smaller scale
Yeah.
for a business that may be down the street from you that has a few $1 million in revenue, maybe has a single
Yeah.
owner, but it's everything financially for that owner and their family.
Yeah. Amazing. Cool. So then what's your story? When did you guys, when did you begin Pendleton Street Business Pendleton Street Business Advisors?
Yeah, so we've been at Pendleton Street in its current form for about a decade.
Okay.
Before that, we started in our predecessor firm in 2007, roughly, and before that, I was in banking for 7 or 8 years as I started my career at a university.
Okay.
But banking led to business advisory work in our predecessor firm, and then
Uh-huh.
about 10 years ago, in 2013, we came out and started as Pendleton Street.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. So you've got a couple of years behind you,
Yeah.
which is good. I mean, I feel like with advisors, you always need to be like, I've been in the game for so long. Like that's kind of like the catchphrase, isn't
Right.
it?
Yeah, I mean, my background in banking really helped me understand business, helped me understand how to talk to a business owner about
Yeah.
financial matters. Now, that
Yeah.
was related back to banking, but we use those techniques and things that I learned. I use something every day that I learned when I was a banker.
Okay. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it's a
All right.
good body of experience to kind of draw from when you're
Yeah.
advising businesses.
Yeah, it's definitely a good background for sure.
Yeah.
So, what is the long term goal or the end vision for PSB advisors?
Uh, I love that question. The answer that I still give myself when I'm talking about the long-term vision is we want to have helped 100,000 businesses during my career.
Okay, that is a big
Um,
number.
we're maybe a few hundred down from that, but as we think about more ways to scale our services, I really do think that by the time that I'm ready to end my career and have a life after the business,
Yeah,
we will have helped over 100,000 business owners, not only make their business better, but make it more valuable financially.
yeah, amazing. I love how your goal has like a specific number. I'm new in the goal setting business, and I've read up on it, and they always say be specific about your goals, and I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, fine. I don't want to just be rich. I want to be a millionaire.
right, right. Yeah, I mean, I think when you don't have the specifics, it really is just kind of a dream. It's not really a goal. And
Yeah,
dreams are good. It's a good place to start.
yeah.
But you got to put some meat on the bones, so to speak, and turn it into a goal.
Okay, so how far are you from your goal?
Oh, we're pretty far. I mean, I would say that, my lifetime so far, we might be at a few hundred businesses that we've impacted.
Ah.
Um, Certainly, probably haven't hit 1,000 yet, much less 100,000. But it's a big goal.
Yeah,
We've hopefully got plenty of time to achieve that.
definitely, definitely. So, what are some of the challenges that you guys are facing at the moment?
As a firm, or just in general, or
Yeah, well, either or,
yeah.
or we could do both. Let's start
Well,
with
I
the
think
firm and then in general.
I'm a business owner myself, and I think that one constant challenge I think for a lot of businesses, and our firm included, is making sure that our story in terms of what we do hits the
Yeah,
right people at the right time. Some people
yeah,
might call that marketing, might be a little bit of branding in there, but I
yeah,
think that we're always trying to figure out, what channel do we put this out on? What medium do we create the content in? How do we do that? So that's one
yeah,
thing. Two, the search for talent. Um, we
yeah,
are a small firm, a small team, but when you're in professional services like we are, you can grow in two ways. You can certainly add more clients, which we're always trying to do, but you have to add more people to your team
yeah,
so that you can continue to do that kind of work for your clients. And so,
yeah,
just being on the lookout for good talent, not only people that have skills, if you will, but also experience that may be translatable to what we're doing. Like, for instance, my background in banking,
yeah,
kind of made me a little fluent in financial statements and financial language. I've had
yeah,
to sit in front of business owners and sort of sell banking. Now we're selling these services to business owners in terms of helping them grow their business financially, understanding where
yeah.
it fits for their personal financial lives, things like that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. Well, then I guess that's the perfect way to segue into the last question, which is what sort of assistance would you like from our community?
Oof. Spread the word about Pendleton Street Business Advisors.
Definitely.
Find us on, we do a lot of writing on LinkedIn. I do a lot of personal posting on LinkedIn. Of course, our
Okay.
website is pendletonstreetadvisors.com.
Okay.
You can see our work there and what we do and who we do it for.
Yeah.
I think also, in terms of, we were talking about this earlier, but in the search for talent, people with good financial analytical skills that can understand, or can break down balance sheets and income statements or P&Ls,
Yeah.
who understand when they see numbers, they see a story. We
Yes.
love people like that, where they're not just looking at numbers on a page, but they can look at numbers on a page and see a story.
Yeah.
Those are people we would love to talk to.
Yeah. I was very interested. Sorry, I'm not a very financial person, but I did speak to a financial advisor recently, and they told me the same thing that, like, if you look at, numbers, you can tell, a lot about someone and you can tell their story. And I was like, It's just a couple of bank statements. What can you tell me about me? Like, I don't see it like that, but that's just because I'm not wired that way. But now it's
Yeah.
interesting to find out that people are there's people out there that will, find that interesting.
Some people are, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm not necessarily one of those people. I work with people who are much better at that
Yeah,
than I am. But yes, I mean, you learn it's very much like your fingerprint or your signature.
yeah,
When
yeah,
you look at those kind of things that are unique to a person, your financial story, personal bank statements, a business's P&L is very unique to their business,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it has sort of flourishes and a signature effect that you can read.
Yeah. That's interesting. It's so interesting. Well, thank you so much for your time, John. Thank you for sharing Pendleton Street Business Advisors with us and what you guys do. I wish you all the best in the future, and we'll definitely be connecting again soon.
Thank you. Thanks for the time.